Even the title is about how to create manuscripts and monetize your intelligence. I think this presentation really shows the differences between centralization and decentralization, what that really works in the Web3 world. So if you are not here an hour ago, my name is Luki. I work at Chainbase, mainly in the ecosystem, strategy, partnership, a little bit of everything. And I've been working at Chainbase for about 3 years. Chainbase started as a SaaS project. So we're a data infrastructure project. We provide data indexing, decoding data, abstracting data to our customers at the time. So it became really heavy for us because more and more requests are coming in. So we open sourced our framework, inviting our developers to contribute the code with us and build the manuscript, which is called the data processing standards based on the framework, so that they can use those as assets and monetize based on what they put in the network. So today we're going to show you those different use cases with the with Chainbase. One is a centralized way, which is really easy, quick, and dirty. You can use Google. The other one is how to actually build something from the ground up. The asset is yours, how to build the manuscript, the data processing. So Chainbase, the reason we're saying it's a new data layer for Web3 application really is to empower developers to know how to access on-chain data, make it like insightful, and make the data narrow down to their parameters, their needs. So at Chainbase, we have 3 specific flagship products, if you will. One is the data platform, which is one small little screenshot we're going to show you. That's the partnership we had with Google, which will make it really easy for developers to get on-chain data. Another one's the data network. That's our focus right now, is decentralize all different layers, from the data standards to data providers to validators and everything. So we just wanted to make as decentralized as possible, and everyone has a slice of the pie. The third one is crypto world model. So that's the current narrative about AI, right? So right now we're working with the different models on Hugging Face to utilize on-chain data and off-chain data, user data, to create the crypto model based on the large language model that is out there. So this actually is a slide that we showed in Singapore at Google campus as well when I had the collaboration with them. There's always debate regarding, do we want it to be decentralized or do we want it to be centralized? So we really think that that's one of the aha moments, is customers still need the really good user experience, and developers want good user experience. So in order to have good user experience, it's very unavoidable that we're going to use some centralized way, because they have the resources, they have the technology. That's why we collaborated with Google. So together, we're thinking that can solve a lot of problems. Decentralization, that way open source the framework, decentralize the incentivization to reward people who actually share their knowledge with us. And also we use the centralized efficiency to power the background of the network. So this is the announcement that we had with the Google BigQuery. Panos actually did a demo at Google campus in Singapore regarding how to use the data, how to use the Google BigQuery to get blockchain data. What the tutorials actually is posted on X of Chainbase as well, so I'll welcome you guys to check it out. Another one is today's focus, which Panos is going to give you a small little demo, is the data network. So from up to down, the very up part is the manuscript, all different assets. Based on the data you need and based on the parameters you want, you can customize the data processing standards, list them as asset. So you process this standard, you get the data you need. Another developer probably needs the same or similar parameter of data. So they fork or build on top of your asset, and you get incentivized. That's how we customize the whole tokenomics to make sure that everyone has a slice of the pie, everyone who contributes has the incentivization. So our roadmap, if you see down at the very bottom, it's the data accessibility to make sure that all the blockchain data is actually integrated into the network. Right now we have Solana, so we're going to show you how to actually see the data on pump.fun, which will be exciting. And this is actually my favorite diagram of the whole Chainbase. How it works is that we have all the data to the left, and we actually have the community of people to customize the whole data processing standards and making that useful for developers to build projects and train AI models. So our initiative is about data and AI. We want to accelerate any world model, large language model out there, because right now with all the AI agents, they are still using user data. A lot of the data are still synced from third-party protocols like CoinGecko and stuff like that. So what we want to do is we want to empower those projects to sync to Chainbase network and get the real-time on-chain data from the beginning. So there you go.
Cool. Thank you, Luki. Thank you for explaining everything. How's everybody feeling? Whoop, whoop. Okay, energy. So my name is Panos. I'm an architect. We're going to go a little bit more on detail here and technical. I wish I could do a live demo, but we're going to stick to the slides for now. So how many of you know how to get on-chain data? We're talking about public data sets, right? Everything is on-chain, is public. I see 2 hands, very experts on technology, 3, 4, awesome. For those who don't know, let's say I'm a DeFi trader, and usually traders don't know how to get data. But it's very powerful. Having data and analytics is super powerful to do your trades and be intelligent about it. So without Chainbase, you have the on-chain data. You need to pay or buy or set up an RPC node. It's not cheap. It's actually very expensive, especially when you want historical data. You need to know how to get the data from the RPC node and know write the code, have knowledge, expertise, also cost data to run the infrastructure. You need to set up a data lake to have all your data sets into one place. And then you need an accessibility layer, which has, you can query the data, you can analyze it, you can graph it, you can do it through code, run it, train AI models, everything, right? Super intensive, you need a lot of expertise and a lot of knowledge to do that, and obviously a lot of money. You see the dollar signs there? I put a lot intentionally. So public chains, we all know, it's not true. It's not easy for everybody, like the simple Joe around the street, to go get the data. Well, Chainbase has actually done this for you. They have set up RPC nodes. They have set up all the ingestion pipelines. They have the knowledge. They put it all in a lake. And it's all fully available through many different ways. One is the console, very simple, super new to like Web3 myself, and a year and a half ago, went in there. I actually could see what's on an Ethereum block through a simple SQL query, and I understood like the structure. So very, very awesome. Next, for the coders, there's an API you can call. You can get data from the lake straight up. You can do whatever you want, front ends, back ends, analytics, whatever you want. We also have integrated with BigQuery. Again, you can have the data through BigQuery, which is a native platform of Google Cloud, to do analytics and have graphs, train AI models, whatever you want. But we're going to talk about Chainbase Manuscript, very technical. It requires knowledge of GraphQL and Docker. But bear with me, the technical people will truly understand. So first of all, Manuscript is an open source framework that we have posted on GitHub. So this is our GitHub repo. It has all the documentation, how to install it, how to do everything. Maybe I can stay here for a few seconds if anybody wants pictures. But we're going to go to, I have it set it up on my machine. I install the GUI and execute the GUI. Once the GUI starts, you see here we have all the different chains. And we see the availability of how many gigabytes per hour we get for different chains. So we have Ethereum, Solana. Obviously, we're going to talk about Solana today. And under Solana, we have all these different tables. We have Radium trades. We have Pump.fun. And we have like SPL tokens and a lot of different things. So for the Pump.fun fans is here, We're going to start going to the pump.fun swap events. And here you will see, once you select, you will see all the types of the tables that you're going to get. Then you can customize your manuscript. This is, again, a little bit more technical. You can set up your SQL query to filter out the data you want to bring into your infrastructure. So you won't have to all the data from Solana, which is millions of transactions, especially on pub.fun. And then you can deploy it. So right now, you deploy it on your local machine, where once we have our network up and running, you can eventually deploy that manuscript on the network and have it accessible through your GraphQL endpoints. Let's say I hit local, eventually stands up 3 Docker containers on my local machine. I have a Postgres database. I have a job manager which goes to Chainbase ecosystem, grabs all the data, and pushes it into Postgres. And then I have a Hasura front end that Hasura is like a GraphQL kind of interface. Then we're going to visit the Hasura front end. You're going to see here, I actually have ingested 3 different tables, the swap events from pump.fun, Radium AMM deposit events, and Radium AMM swap events. I want to do Radium because I want to check out the Trump token and how it's doing and why people want it. But wasn't a good investment after all. But yeah, so let's say how you're going to use it, right? So this is, again, through the Hasura. You're writing a SQL query. You don't need to know code. SQL query is also a little bit of codish, but at least you can easily find out. So let's say I want to find out what are the top traded tokens on pub.fun. Very simple SQL query here. Again, you skipped all ingestion of data, all of that. It's already in your hand. And now you can run this query. You can see all the different mint tokens from pump.fun and how much Sol has been traded on them. So it's, it's a lot. Then another strategy that a lot of people might want to do as traders, especially newers, who are the top pump.fun users, right? So you see that specific wallet here has a lot of Solana traded on pump.fun, which is crazy. But the best part is, okay, I found the best player in the game, right? Let's see what he's trading, right? And then I can see what he's trading. I can run analytics. I can do whatever I want and follow their trades as they go. So that's a very cool way to actually figure out what's happening on chain with swaps, with non-swaps, and follow some trading strategies. If you're more intelligent, we can train AI models to predict or do whatever you want. So that's the power of Manuscript. This is our initial phase. Obviously, it's going to enhance even more and more and more data is going to be there. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's one use case. Okay. So open to questions if anybody has. If we have time, Alex.
Yeah.
All right, B-Man.
Yeah, thank you, Panos. This looks awesome. So you said it's open source. You did also mention, in the process, it reach out to the ChangeStack ecosystem. Do I need anything to run this, or can I completely run this on my own infrastructure? Just plug it in RPC and I'm go.
You don't even need an RPC. That's the magic of it. It's all ingested through Chainbase's validators.
Right.
And RPC node.
But do I then need to get on a plan with Chainbase to get that, or is that data available for free?
No, the data is free. For now, I have all the data fully available. Go to Manuscript on the GitHub, run the thing, you get everything in your hands.
Okay. I'm going to start right now. Thanks.
Yeah. The one thing I wanted to have before we come here, I want to have the DAO, the SPL governance data, because I know Realms has some trouble with indexing all this information. We all do. Yeah, we all do, right? So that's what I wanted to demo. We were not ready for that. Obviously, there's a lot of data, guys. Getting contracts, contract level data from on-chain is very expensive. So it wasn't easy, but use cases like that is super awesome. So yeah. Let us know. Ping me, chat with me, anything you need. Cool.
Hey, Panos, that's amazing. I'm probably going to try and play around with it tomorrow. So awesome presentation. You mentioned earlier that there was an incentives for if developers curate data sets. Could you expand on how that could potentially work?
Yeah, absolutely. So when you saw we had our manuscript, right, you can customize your manuscript to do maybe some analytics within, like some intelligent SQL queries. And then you can deploy the manuscript on the Chainbase chain. It's not ready yet. We are still in testnet and we're building on top of it. But eventually, that's the whole idea. You can be incentivized by providing insights to other users. Like they use your data through Chainbase ecosystem, and they can get like some tokens and benefits. Just Luke, you can talk more to that.
And is that format, is it like a, I don't know, a zip of the raw data, or is it just some sort of high level, like, I don't know, the SQL that you would use? Because like, you know, when I think about this, I think of it from an archive point of view, and, you know, how easily accessible that is for other sort of vendors to consume that information.
Yeah, so I think we're still on the design phase on this one, how everything's going to work. But yeah, it's like the manuscript data, the on-chain data, you can add an analytics layer on top of it, and you can share that with the world and get incentivized if they use your data set. Luke, you can
Like
elaborate.
the abstract data and decoded data.
You can use the podium.
Oh,
It's pretty loud.
sorry. So yeah, you can actually customize it into, it's not just indexing, you can also get abstract and decoded data. It's all in the GitHub repo for you to see like what the code is and how you can customize it. And also down the road, I think another very exciting thing is that we're designing, we're getting feedback from our community on what kind of a data sets people need. So we're designing different zones. So there's a stablecoin zone, which just has the data processing, those are like different customized processing standards cater to stablecoins. And there's NFTs there, so we're customizing and categorizing all those different data zones so that you can go in there and be even more specific about what kind of data you need and customize your manuscript based on that.
Yeah, that's amazing. I've had this sort of concept I wanted to try out for, like, you know, governance zones, for example, for all the different things that we index. So yeah, we'll be in touch. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
And also go back to B-Man's question. We deliver the like realms data, like the need for realms data, like the indexing and stuff to our team. Solana data is heavy, it's big, and we really have to look for more use cases. So we need to have a bigger demand for specific data set in order for us to think, okay, there's a demand. Yes, we're going to sync the data. Because at the end of the day, we want to decentralize the whole data accessibility. So we hope there are going to be data providers who can provide the data. But at this moment, it's still, it's not as decentralized as we wanted. So right now, it's still very labor consuming for all of us to get all the data that cater to everybody.
Thank you.
So it's on the roadmap.
Thank you. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.